This report just opened a very interesting door for the Vancouver Canucks as Patrik Allvin continues searching the market for offensive help. We get a huge report coming out on a 30-goal scorer that could change everything for the Vancouver Canucks as an insider goes as far as linking him to the team. We're going to break down this goal scorer, exactly why the Vancouver Canucks should and should not go after him, and the reports linking him to Vancouver. But not only that, we're going to dive into Adam Foote's new look lines as he shakes things up completely, looking to add offense. We're going to break down all this and so much more in this episode, and you're not going to want to miss any of it. So with that, let's just go straight into it today, where we know the biggest story around this Canucks team was the second line center. Filip Hronek has looked good. We've seen 2 goals scored in the Calgary game, and then the offense of the entire Canucks team has fell off. But with this Vancouver team looking to add anything when it comes to an offensive production is what Patrik Allvin and company should be looking at. And yes, the centers need to be addressed. But going into the reports coming out from Buffalo, Darren Dreger goes in to say he's currently willing. He'd like to stay in Buffalo, but also wants to see how things are going to go here before he signs off. Now, the biggest thing with Alex Tuch in Buffalo is not a good team. They have not been in the playoffs since what, 15, 16, 17 years ago. The biggest thing with Buffalo is going on a win streak, and all signs are pointing towards that not happening, which has really stalled the contract talks. Now, looking at Alex Tuch as a player, an incredible player, coming off a 36-goal season with the Buffalo Sabres in a season where, yes, their offense was good, but the team as a whole struggled and missed out on the playoffs, which the Canucks did, of course, as well. But Alex Tuch going into his 30s is looking like a perfect piece. And listen, we're going to get into the report linking him to Vancouver. But the biggest thing with Alex Tuch, adding a big body forward that is from New York. And listen, staying in Buffalo, if you're from New York, it makes sense. But we know the Canucks are completely fine with getting US-born players, and they're completely fine with staying. We've seen it with Brock. We've seen it with Demko, where Patrik Allvin locked up even Conor Garland on extensions. US-born players are fine with playing in Vancouver, and it goes straight into the second report coming out on Alex Tuch. By American Thanksgiving, how many players are going to be asking out? His wife is from BC. Does that one make some sense? Now, looking at this coming from Jeff Merrick, there is a lot to look at. Yes, his wife could be from BC, and he could want to make her happy and come to Vancouver. But the biggest thing with Alex Tuch is determining on he wants to join a winning team. Now, there's a lot more to break down in this, so keep watching. But the big thing with Tuch, bringing a 30-goal scorer into the system would add quite a bit. And the big thing with him on top of that is the sub $5 million contract. But yes, there is an extension. So looking at this, the final year, 7 of 7, he'll be 30 years old at the end of the deal. Alex Tuch comes in at $4.75 million. This is a contract that every contender is going to be all over, especially going in if this team is selling. Now, going into this even more, Pierre LeBrun, there continues to be good dialogue there, but nothing imminent. I think it ends up a double digits, 10 million plus guy as well, based on where this market is going. So we know the cap is jumping up 10 million season after season to the point where we're going to see players signing ridiculous contracts, 15, 16, 17. We've seen Kaprizov. This is a team that can go out. Yes, you have the OEL buyout that's going to hinder the Canucks going out to make a big splash or re-signing Tuch if they do acquire him. Looking at Scotiastat, they do have him projected on a 7-year deal, $9.3 million. If they do acquire Tuch, they can sign him to this deal, and it may hurt signing future contracts. But the biggest thing with the Canucks, yes, 4.7 on OEL does suck for the season. That will eventually go away. Thanks, Jim Benning, on that. But the big thing with the Canucks, with the cap jumping up 10 mil, I think you can sacrifice a decent chunk of this to bring in this guy because you have other moving pieces that you can trade to get a center. Going into the Canucks right now, and listen, it looks low. $659,000. We know we traded Joshua, and this cap looks a lot smaller. But this is due to a lot of players being called up. Derek Forbert's on IR. Joseph, IR. Teddy Bluger is out right now with an injury. This Canucks team does have roughly $3 million once moves are made. Victor Mancini, if he's sent back down. Max Sasson, another player, if sent back down. Jonathan Lekermacki, who's actually scratched, and we will touch on soon. But the big thing with the Canucks is they will have cap space if there's a retain on this salary, or if they want to send out another contract going back. Niels Höglander is a name, but listen, I'd love to keep Höglander on the team. With this Canucks group, they are making changes. You can tell that this group wants to go out and make offensive changes to the group as they need to continue scoring. First off, what is your thoughts on Alex Tuch? We're going to get into the lines, but where does he fit in the system? Would you rather go out to try to acquire center? Do you think the center depth is okay? Who do you think they need to get? Is it a Sidney Crosby type? Is it just a bona fide second to third line center? Let me know down in the comments. But going into this, we can see the line changes going in. You can see the numbers coming from Dan Murphy. Shout out to him. Go check out all his work as well. But the big thing with this Canucks group, they changed up quite a bit moving forward. We can see the biggest notable change is that top line where PD is trying to get going and they put some dogs with them. Conor Garland and Drew O'Connor. The big thing with this, Conor Garland can control a line. We've seen all season. Conor Garland is an incredible player with controlling the puck, and I think he works really well next to Pettersson. But Drew O'Connor is a very interesting one. Listen, a dog, a speedy winger. He'll get in front of the net. He'll get in the corners. He'll do your dirty work and take your garbage out. He's going to do everything that you need, and I kind of like giving him the chance with Pettersson to add a speedy linemate and someone that's going to fly around the zone. Now listen, if you can't bury a puck, it's going to feel like we're getting Mikheyev back and a 2.0, but the biggest thing with the Canucks, getting PD going is going to be the key to the success. Bringing in Tuch, maybe he's the guy. Moving to the second line, Jake DeBrusk, Hedl, and Boeser, they basically flipped PD with Hedl onto the second line to make this work. Evander Kane, Sherwood, and Ratu. This is a really big F around, find out type line when you're rolling against these guys. And then the Abbotsford line, which I'm absolutely awesome to see. I mean, Sassons, Carlson, and Baines, the reason Abbotsford won, a big part of it, I know she loves, the early party was the biggest part. But this is a Canucks team that's doing anything, and they're desperately looking for some type of change within the system. We're seeing the players moved around. Pettersson has led the team in expected goals for percentage over 5-on-5 this entire season, but that doesn't matter if you're not putting up points. You can move your way to the Canucks team as a whole. What we previously had seen was Boeser with DeBrusk. Now listen, this has worked. Filip Hronek might work better, but Pettersson was not getting his groove going, minus the assists with Boeser. Jonathan Lekkerimäki has been scratched. You can work your way through, but the Canucks are doing everything they can. The defensive end, they didn't touch anything. Mancini is still in. But overall, Canucks fans, this is a lot to take in. And listen, go down and leave a comment on how you feel about this team. Listen, I'm still super optimistic on the Canucks still being good, but after the couple of games with no offense, this is a new system. The Canucks are getting used to a new system instead of dump and chase. A lot of these guys probably still think they're playing it, but the big thing with the Canucks is, and one of my biggest gripes with this team, is Adam Foote needs to deploy Elias Pettersson more than 16 minutes, 18, 19, 20, whatever it might be. You need to get your forward more minutes to get him in a bounce back, because a bounce back means a better season. A better season means playoff success. This is a team that needs to get something going. But what you guys thoughts on this line change? Do you think this works? Do you think Drew O'Connor is going to unlock PD, or is this a Ilya Mikheyev 2.0 type situation? Let us know down in the comments. We're seeking on comments. Let's go into comment of the day. Coming from Callan, Samson is going to add some zip and speed to a steel and slow forward group. Sherwood and Garland being the only two noticeable exceptions. And I think this is great. We're seeing an Abbotsford group that had shown a lot of poise last season. I've said it a bunch. I love that we've seen Patrik Allvin go out to look at this team and say, hey, we want to get the young guys up. They can prove it. They're going to be on this team. And we're seeing right now with the Abby-led line. Let us know what line you think is going to put up the most points. I'm betting on Elias Pettersson bounce back, 2 goals and assists. Why not against the red-hot Dallas Stars? Let me know your predictions down in the comments. While you're down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back in another episode, so keep your eye for that. But I've been your host, Mark. Take care, Canucks fans, and enjoy the weekend coming up. And that'll be it. Take care, everyone.